Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm the MysteriousJG. Gonna sneak in a quick video before lunch on a holiday that I've got off, which is pretty awesome. Don't try to figure out which one it is. I'm way out of sync with what's published on the interwebs. So, I did get a couple hours of sleep, so there should be some strike team missions ready to report in. We had one of our missions fail the other day, but it didn't give us a negative trait, so that's okay. And we got a bunch of non-gold missions, so we should have success in all these. The research data loot boxes are my favorite anymore. So, like, we just failed a... I don't even know if that was gold or silver. Can't tell through the little... Yeah, that was silver and we failed, so I'm annoyed by that. We should have had a 90% success rate there. And it had a research data box. We are failing all over the place here. I shouldn't have said that thing about we probably won't fail many of these. So we got a research data box from that. We got bronze crap from this. And gold. So gold, we will figure out the gold first. That's the one that we're most likely to fail. So we need to put the team with whose skills sync up the best. After that, it should be all pretty much the same. Go remnant data. Remnant is my favorite to get. Helios is next. Milky Way data just feels like a complete waste. And we got two of them. So, fuck. Got a katana, which we can break down. A hurricane, which we can break down. The rest of this is all credits and minerals, so who cares? So actually that went very poorly as far as things we could have gotten. Because we got a bunch of failed missions and nothing but Milky Way research as far as our research data rewards, so that kind of sucked. But we're really 1.5 levels away from being able to research a bunch of new level 6 stuff. So if we get level 6 stuff at 40, it'd be 50, 60, 70. Yeah, geez. I was thinking, is it level 60 where we get all this stuff maxed out? No, we got to be level 80 before we get the very fanciest gear in the game. I'm thinking maybe on insanity difficulty this would be needed to win the end game stuff. I kind of doubt it. I feel like you're able to level up beyond what you really need to win the game. So far, thanks to the fact that you can actually snipe stuff with a sniper rifle, you are not like dumped right on top of enemies. You know, enemies appear and you can fight them from a distance because of the way this game engine works as opposed to previous games. I'm dying a lot less often, and the sniping strategy is much more viable. I'm sure people who are far more skilled at the Mass Effect games than I am could succeed with a sniper rifle strategy in previous games. This game is just much more suited for trying to use that approach. So, I'd like to be back on our ship at the end of the video so that I can, when I step out to grab my lunch and I can come back, we will have Pathfinder rewards to collect, but it's not that big of a deal. Matter of fact, you know what we could do? We could go to the Nexus and... let's see. I know we have to drop off some ingredients with the bar. I would imagine there's other little things. We have an interview that we could do. There's some interesting stuff going on in this system that we can get to later. Brave New World, I don't know what that is, except that it didn't seem like we had another whole planet to explore left. The way the characters are talking and the plot beats are suggesting there is a world out there that we can explore. But going based purely on our menu and our viability, where we had 2 unknown planets showing, it seems like we shouldn't. Because we had 2 unknown planets going for a long time, and then we simultaneously learned about the Outcast planet and the Krogan planet. Both of which we now have a running tally of how much viability we have. So this strange new unexplained world seems like somehow it's not going to be a place we actually get to explore. know, maybe I should go out there and find out. Maybe it's the end game is out there, because you finally get this golden world that you've been talking about. Investigating embezzlement. Yeah, there's a couple little, like, little quests that we can do here, actually. So this is probably ideal if I just want to make some progress, but have quick and easy access to our Nexus rewards, because that's what they are. They're the Nexus rewards. So you can get to them from your ship. Why not get to them from the Nexus? Matter of fact, for quite a stretch of time, I thought you had to be at the Nexus to get them, and was hanging around on the Nexus between sessions. There is a terminal there with what's her face, the mean lady who was really mean to us at one point and is now fairly nice to us most of the time. Top scientists have few answers. The dark energy anomaly So we know we can go straight to the. Is that Liam? No, just a black guy with kind of Liam-ish hair. It's not actually Liam. His hair was mildly Liam-ish. Was not full-on Liam hair. So one place we know we can go to is the Vortex, because this is truly the most important quest in the game, is building up the shitty discotheque. And we know that they've really done a lot of work patching up this game and improving it, because we're not spouting off that one speech that we gave.
Interesting. Thanks, Pathfinder. Looking good there.
See, she seems to be the only one who's interested in collecting up our ingredients.
Ryder.
Imagine if Shepard and Ryder actually met. It's possible they did meet. We've been running around the entire cosmos in our workout gear ever since discovering this. And as Ravenite said in the comments, yeah, if this shirt was something you can buy, which possibly online through like a BioWare store it is, yeah, I would probably buy it too. Like if I went to, you know, it's weird. I go to the monthly local wrestling event where this tiny little this tiny little wrestling group with which I have very little doubt the person who's actually organizing this is doing it at a slight loss because he loves wrestling. I really doubt he's making money off of it. But yeah, I'll go to that event and I'll buy shirts and stuff. But I've never been to like a geek culture event, and I'm not sure why. Like I probably should just go to one of those one of these days and try to buy stupid BioWare shirts. Oh, that's right. We came here to invest. I was like, whoa, were these doors individually going to be something? Is something new going on? It's like, no. This is going to be PB's apartment. That was the place that we went to investigate Icicle murder. Now it looks like there's a door here. This might open eventually. Maybe this opens if you and PB hook up. Haven't gotten a lot of feedback to the Roll in the Hay video yet. Possibly because only a dozen or so people have seen it. Oh man, I forgot to start my timer. Well, I know roughly what time it is that I started, so this video will... Not that I'm ever really all that big on hitting the 30 minutes exactly, but this video will be way off. Oh, I hate the Angarans. They can eat and eat and eat, and they never gain a pound. They eat and eat and eat and never gain weight. They can take a beating and keep on eating.
Uploading new analysis.
What? Oh. Yeah, I don't care about this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Whew, thought I gotten stuck forever there. see, Turians. What is this one supposed to be about?
It was nearly 3,000 years ago when the Krogan and Solarians first met.
Have I seen this one?
War and ignorance had decimated the Krogan homeworld. The Solarians uplifted them, rescuing the Krogan from likely extinction. The Solarians gave them technology and a new planet where they could thrive. In return, the Krogan defeated a hostile race threatening galactic peace. Theirs is a complicated relationship, but one showing how species who disagree still coexist in the Milky Way.
That is about as selective of what they tell you about as... And this is at the risk of starting some controversy in the comments amongst the dozen people still watching. Well, this is one of those that people are slowly catching up on. No, I remember when I visited Japan, going to Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and the... No, I don't know if I actually was in Nagasaki for it, but the Hiroshima, they have like the museum and the Peace Park, and there is like a historical museum that teaches you about World War II and what led up to the bombing of Hiroshima, and it's fairly selective about the details. In the Japanese Peace Museum, glosses over with some very, mild sentences why America and Japan were at war. Not trying to justify what happened, what the Americans did. Not going to tell you whether I think it was justified or not. Not the point. Just it was an interesting experience to go to that museum and see how much time they spent on the horrors of the Americans, and you can't narratively tell the story without mentioning that Japan started the war. Yeah, very selective about the details, and that's kind of what we're. It's a little bit like what happened over here.
In the year 2157, human explorers chanced upon a galactic gateway, leading to their first encounter with the Turians.
Apparently it was Suvi who first encountered the Turians.
However, the governing body in the Milky Way, the Citadel, quickly intervened. They brokered a truce between Turians and humanity. Their antagonism faded, and within a few decades, the two species were allies. This outcome illustrates how Milky Way races believe a peaceful solution can be found to even the most intractable disagreements.
Not as extreme, but yes, same deal. The implication being that the Citadel quickly put a stop to it, and we've heard reports to the contrary elsewhere in the series. I do not believe this is unintentional by the writers. I believe they're trying to show you. I think the people writing the game intentionally did. This is them painting a rosy picture for the Angarans who don't know any better. Meanwhile, we have a cryopod available for awakening on the Tempest. I wanted to get the Kadara's level up a bit higher before I used it, because it is entirely a gameplay mechanic, despite its lore reason for being there. But bear in mind, in lore terms, we've got a whole bunch of people stuck in stasis, waiting for me to decide the perk I want is available. So let's actually behind enemy lines, look for signs. Okay, well we'll get on that later. But let's go back to the Nexus. We got Life on the Frontier. Meet with Sid on the Nexus. Ah, well, that's true. We could do that one. The Firefighters is now Kadara. 8 Apex. We're 1 short. We've been that way for a while. But let's go meet Sid. She generally had been hanging around in Ops. Meet with Sid on the Nexus and make sure she doesn't stab you with scissors. Okay, looks like she's going to be in her normal place or nearby. They didn't just teleport her somewhere else for this meeting.
Fireworks and Cephessa as outpost colonists out-engineer an Angaran outlaw and destroy his ship in a daring rescue. This is HNF.
Yeah, I believe that was the events of Liam. This is a loyalty mission being related to us by the news guy.
Attention, civil disobedience has been reported
Attention. Attention.
Can I talk to you, Ryder?
They call me Ryder.
Good that you're here, Ryder. I found something while monitoring comms for the Nexus. Multiple attacks by people called the Three Sabers. They're hitting outposts and supply vessels.
Okay,
The
Raiders.
really weird part is they seem aware of our operations, like they're getting intel.
Where's your proof? I don't know why we would be so accusatory, but a mole.
What are you saying? That someone's feeding them info?
Maybe. It would be really bad if that were true, right?
We should probably
I've
find out.
reported it, and they say they'll investigate, but then forget.
Do they?
You're the Pathfinder. If someone's betraying the Nexus, you have to do something about it.
Sure do.
If they seem to know our operations, that could spell trouble. Best to get to the bottom of it.
Thank you. I knew I could count on you. Best Pathfinder ever. I don't know where they hide, but I got the nav points for their most recent raids. Maybe the Tempest scanners can figure out where they went.
It's weird. I've noticed it's something that's a big theme in Grand Theft Auto 5, but you catch little bits and pieces of it in video games. So I generally assume that most video games I play, not all, but most, are aimed at millennials. I guess Generation Z is now like the people that the millennials are like these young punks. And odds are, if you're watching this video, most of the people who watch my videos are younger than I am. That's, well, not that old, but the LP age demographic. I'm on the older end of people who would be interested in this hobby. But best Pathfinder ever. I believe the game is lightly making fun of the character with that. But I find it kind of amusing. It means, A, millennials have a sense of humor about themselves, or the people writing the video games are still a little older than the millennials, or... And in the case of Grand Theft Auto 5, it's got to be writers from multiple generations who are capable of seeing how millennials look to an older generation. I'm talking about the interactions between... I can't remember the character's name. There's the three protagonists in Grand Theft Auto. The one the Caucasian guy who is not, like, portrayed as being a meth addict. Because there's the white guy who's clearly a meth addict, like this nuts drug addict. There's the black guy who's like gangsta, and then there's the white guy who's more of the traditional East Coast mafia connected guy. Even though that's not part of the story that he's mafia connected, but he behaves in the manner of somebody from like a Goodfellas type of deal. Not that those guys aren't. That's why I didn't want to say not psychotic, because he is arguably psychotic. He just doesn't go around in a dirty T-shirt stomping people's faces and with teeth that are falling out. But that guy has kids, and one of them is, like just stays in the house all day playing video games, like me, and just irritates the fuck out of him. And her saying "best Pathfinder ever" kind of amused me and made me think of that. So let's get back to this game. Who said that? You're ready for action, so it's not you. It must be you, concerned citizen. That's right, because we have Solarian females who don't dress as Dalatrasses in this game.
What is it?
You're out there, facing the cat.
Oh.
We hear only rumors making them out
I guess
to be
this is a guy.
monsters. Maybe they just don't understand us. Do you think peace could ever be possible?
Anything's possible. Yeah, I guess it's possible. It is possible that the Archon is, if the Archon was disposed of, somehow peace could be made with the rest of the cat. That is possible. The way their society functions and with the Archon's goals, it does not seem like we can make peace with them as they are now. They do just want to capture other races and use them to improve the cat. That does not seem to be a good starting point for peace. I suppose, in theory, the cat could develop some kind of diplomatic relationship with us where they are allowed to go around passing out literature, trying to convince people to peacefully come and be converted to the cat. But I guess it's possible.
We don't know the future. Given time, I'd like to think there's always a chance.
But it would be a lot of time.
If you have hope, I'll have hope. I hope I live to see it. Thank you for your time.
You are a Solarian, dude, so, I don't know. Not trying to be that guy, but, you seem less likely than most to live to see that. I don't know if we've talked to Addison since finding this place where we could potentially settle Abracadabra planet, but...
Hello again, Pathfinder.
Doesn't seem like she has anything to say about it before we find a colony. The possibility of founding a colony doesn't seem to be enough to get any comment out of her. I guess we'll talk to Kesh real quick. I kind of feel like we've had a bit of loose wandering in this video because we've only got a few minutes left when I think it's time to end it, and I didn't really get to work on that most of the quests that I thought we had here.
Excuse me, Pathfinder. I don't know where else to turn. My best friend's been missing since the revolts.
Tell me.
He was involved with a woman who was exiled. She obsessed over him, and I'm sure she kidnapped him. The powers that be don't buy it and don't care. They say most likely he went willingly.
Was she hot? Did he love her? That's plausible. Same answer. One of them's just like Robotoid answer.
Love can make us do strange things.
He didn't love her. She was just a fling. The initiative has branded him a traitor. I don't want that to be his legacy. I want to clear his name. Sanjeev Clement.
Sanjeev?
The woman was Delaney Roos. She must have taken him to Kadara.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm in your debt.
All these things... It's Dixie Clement. All these things pop up once we actually find Kadara. Nobody talks about... Even though everyone else knew about Kadara before we got around to getting there, nobody else... Oh, there's a memorial. Planetary Hollow, okay, and a memorial. This is all we're going to get for her, huh? Oh, no, it's our dad. I thought this was... With solemn pride, we remember those who gave their lives in service of exploration and discovery. Press X to pay your respects. Sarissa's going to explain it all.
A friendly face. Hello, Ryder. Thank you again for saving my ark, and your discretion about my command decision.
Anything else you're hiding, or do better next time? Jesus, neither of these are things that I would say. I guess I would... I mean... No, I don't know what I would say, but I wouldn't say either of these things.
You need to learn from losing Ishara. That can't happen again.
It literally can't.
I've been a commando for centuries, Ryder. I've learned that sometimes this has to happen.
I'm totally cool with it.
It cuts a notch in your soul every time. It'll be good to return to duty. Too much brooding. Time to work.
Have you talked to Cora?
Cora really idolized you. Have you spoken since?
A little. It's difficult to talk to someone who's that disappointed in you. But we do speak. And more importantly, listen. Reminds me of the days when I had students.
Aww.
I never knew Matriarch Ishara, the last Asari Pathfinder. What was she like?
The best my people have to offer. Powerful, just, diplomatic. I was a dowdy soldier by comparison.
Dowdy, you likes to
she'd understand why I... But she didn't think that way. Diplomacy allows compromise. War doesn't.
I guess this is where the other Pathfinders will hang out as we find the other arcs.
Now that the Asari Ark is safe, what's next for you?
I'll be tracking the Ket through their secret routes in the Scourge and burning them out. Charting the Scourge will help everyone. Some incidental revenge is a bonus.
You wanted to bring your dog around later, I'll give him a bonus too.
Cora said you fought plenty of battles, that you were the hero of Kirkus.
Ha. I survived Kirkus, anyway.
What happened?
The enemy fired artillery
Captain
at civilian
Kirk attack.
targets. I used my biotics to shield part of a city. I can make a good shield, as you've seen. I lost few friends in that battle, but we saved a lot of people. That makes me a hero. I'll take it.
Good luck, Sarissa.
On to glory, Ryder.
I know Sarissa's been dropping in at the Pathfinder HQ.
Yeah, she's right there.
I'm not good with everything yet.
Is this Pathfinder HQ? I mean, I was wondering why you're standing over here being disappointed in her when she's a few feet away. You could go somewhere else.
You're a hero to Apex, you know. I won't disillusion them. Much.
I'll take that kind of gentle teasing because I know we're going to be fuck buddies later. Because I found out from a forum post that we haven't wrecked it just by being offered sex with someone else.
I know. The outposts can't come fast enough.
I've made you 3 outposts.
Would they be willing to go back into stasis?
No.
After what they've been through, you get to ask them.
I see your point. Just double them up in whatever quarters we have.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, well, do it.
Good work locating the Asari Ark, Ryder.
There were a few bumps along the way, but we handled it.
Can you
Perhaps
handle
it's
it?
best I don't now. All that matters is that the Lucinia has returned, safe and sound. Did you have some other business?
Thought I'd check in on the arcs.
Keep investigating, Ryder. We still need closure on the Solarian Ark and the Turian Ark. Until all the species are accounted for, we're a broken family.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Of course.
Thanks the whole big man. Now, a guy who is in charge of Apex, who seemed like he was going to be a major character, other than being kind of disappointed in us for... She wonders what her place would look like, but it's better this way. Other than him being kind of disappointed in us, he hasn't been a major plot character. But let's go say hello anyway. He wants a report by tomorrow. He always does. That's his way.
So that's what the Kett are up to. Transforming people into willing
Oh, okay, he does have
slaves.
dialogue.
Now we know why they take so many prisoners.
Well, they're sure as hell not taking any more.
Damn right. We're going to kill ourselves.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
The handful of interactions we've had with Kandros I've enjoyed. He seems like he'd be a good character, but just doesn't really have all that much to say and do. Well, while we're here, I guess we'll trigger this other... This is probably the person who actually asked to talk to us before, the female voice. I thought we'd found him, but it was just... Solarian dude. Solarioid. It's actually Wilma.
Pathfinder Ryder.
What's going on? Why are you whispering?
I'm planning a surprise for Superintendent Kesh. She's always complaining that our stock of spirits is tame.
Uh-huh.
I hear Kadara Port is famous for bizarre homebrews. Supposedly pack a powerful punch. Hoping you can pick some up and keep it quiet.
She can't hear you. Got it.
I'll see if I can find some.
Excellent. Oh shit. Shh.
Don't we... but isn't there a Krogan place which sells Krogan stuff, which makes humans, like, wet themselves and die or something?
I'm worried about this place if we can't find you.
Then we defend the station. It's all we can do here. You just keep the Pathfinder safe and the Kett busy. Pathfinder?
Okay, she has nothing to say about any of the stuff we found on Krogan land. And I interrupted him when he was getting ready to have awesome dialogue with his granddaughter. Awesome dialogue.
Pathfinder.
Awesome like a hot dog. Like a million hot dogs. Eddie Izzard reference. Alright, so... So, what was the quest we could be doing here? Life on the Frontier we could be doing. There was also... There was something a little less involved that was just... place the beacons, surveillance devices... Investigating embezzlement, yes. So we have to go to the... We have to go to the Hyperion for that, because there was a... Which is not that way. The transport thingy is this way. I've been in the cryo bay in a long time anyway, so it's about time that we... I meant to go to the cryo bay. Oh well. I think this video might go a little long, but we'll just try to knock this out real quick and then call it a video. Oh, our battery's low, so it's probably a good idea to call it a video soon anyway. Okay, it's not that way, it is this way. Which makes sense, because this is where most of the actual everything is. Is it this panel that somebody was already sabotaging earlier? No, it is...
Another cache of stolen supplies, alerting the dock manager.
Oh, that's good. It's stolen supplies. So head to the cryo bay. We'll briefly acknowledge that our sister's in a coma and we can't do anything about it until later in the story. And, yes.
Director Jared Tan has provided a few details so far.
Without Jean, we wouldn't be here. But now that we are here, we need to focus on surviving before we can celebrate.
We need to focus on surviving those scorpions with tennis rackets growing out of their tails.
This is not good.
Will you, oh, it's Dr. Carlisle's still there to be talked to. Let's talk to him about frickin' super death disease. Okay, never mind. He doesn't care.
That's all, Harry. Thanks.
I'll be here if you need.
See you later, Harry. See you later, Harry.
Did we make it to Andromeda? What's the Nexus?
Nexus is where you are. Okay.
Another cache of stolen supplies, alerting the dock manager.
So, I guess we can go talk to the dock manager and call it a video. That seems like a thing that we could do.
Construction and repairs continue on various parts of the Nexus.
It's pretty sweet.
Authorities have no word on completion and remind visitors to avoid affected areas. This is HNS.
This is Citadel, Luke. So the dock manager was kind of floating around over here somewhere, I think. He was over here near Avena. Now he's disappeared. Is that quest now, like, just done? Parlay with the Krogan. Supply loss and recovery. Nope, different. Sleeping dragons. Yeah, that's it. Investigating embezzlement. We got 150 experience at the end and tiny little bit of Nexus points. That's all we get. That is all we get. Oh, somebody else has got a question. Oh, you're the reporter, aren't you?
First things first. Tan sent a little gift for your positive message. I'd make the most of it. Today's a tough one. The Exiles. Probably the most live-wire topic for our leaders. You've met the treacherous mutineers at Kadara Port. Some think the Exiles are a menace to be eradicated.
They're not a real threat. They're our friends. Tam won't like this, but then again, he got all pissy when we accidentally edited one message, so fuck him. They had spelling errors in their message, the Angarans. I tightened up their grammar.
The Exiles have as many problems as the Initiative. Not every outlaw wants us dead.
Wow, it's almost heresy to hear that the Exiles are anything but filthy, well, exiles. Sorry, I have to cut this short. I need to prep for a meeting. Apparently some colonists want to talk about the series. Maybe they'll be willing to go on camera.
That was a great interview there. Fucking fantastic interview.
Look, this isn't going to work. Just give me another chance.
We headed out soon?
No. Done.
A reminder that alcoholic beverages must be...
So, wait a minute. Now there's like, that was my big quest, and it's done. Alright, whatever. Hop back on the Tempest. That will minimize the chances that I spend an entire video hanging out on the Nexus doing nothing next time. We saw our sister's not out of the coma. You talked to Dr. Carlisle. He doesn't even acknowledge the fact that you dealt with that woman. He and his assistant unleashed on the cosmos with automatic death disease. Oh, come on, cut it short. I don't know why I'm making you sit through this. I guess there's always that chance that dialogue will trigger as soon as you get back on the ship. Ryder, I still hate you for agreeing with Gil, Ryder. Give me...
AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
I know. There we are. So, when we come back, folks, I will have gone to lunch and come back. And I think I'll probably record some more today, but I just wanted to throw in one when I had a minute. I'm MysteriousJG. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.